Have you ever noticed how life seems to cycle between provision and scarcity? There are days when money barely covers the basics, and others when an unexpected abundance emerges and brings relief. What many don't realize is that the key to transforming this pattern lies in faith and the power of prayer. Psalm 23 is not just a beautiful poem from the Bible. It is a declaration of spiritual power, a decree that activates prosperity and opens doors of provision where there seem to be no way out. When we say, "The Lord is my shepherd," we are not repeating a memorized phrase, but assuming that there is a God capable of guiding our finances, our home, and even our dreams. And today, you'll discover how to use this spiritual key to break the chains of scarcity and move toward abundance. Get ready, because what I'm about to show you can change not only your finances, but also your relationship with God and life. Subscribe to the channel, activate the bell, and comment below, "God is my provider," to activate your faith with me. Today is the day God begins to activate abundance in your life. Many battles are not won with human strength, but with spiritual keys that connect us to divine provision. Psalm 23 is one of these keys, capable of breaking through scarcity and bringing an abundant harvest of blessings. To begin, write, "God is my provider," in the comments and feel your faith strengthen with each letter. Participating in this prayer community helps create an environment of collective and powerful faith. When you declare that the Lord is your shepherd, something inside you changes. Confidence increases, fear diminishes, and your heart opens to receive. This is the first step toward realizing that provision is already on the way. Small signs begin to appear, and life begins to align with the abundance God promised. It's like planting a seed, you have to believe to see the fruits grow. Furthermore, the daily practice of prayer and meditation on Psalm 23 keeps your mind focused on faith. By connecting with this word, you strengthen your vision of prosperity and create space for miracles to manifest. Every comment, every prayer, every moment of faith, however brief, is a building block in the construction of your spiritual and material harvest. Here, no one walks alone, together, we break patterns of scarcity and activate abundance. Many know Psalm 23 only as a source of comfort, but it is also a path to provision and abundance. Each verse offers lessons that strengthen faith and open doors that previously seemed closed. When you internalize, "The Lord is my shepherd, I shall not want," you are declaring a spiritual truth that can transform your financial and emotional life. Persistence in prayer and reading the psalm is essential to feel the effect of its promises. Repeating Psalm 23 7 times isn't superstition, it's spiritual persistence. Each repetition acts as a key that unlocks invisible barriers, releases blessings, and accelerates divine responses. It's like watering a plant, the more care and attention you give it, the faster it blooms. Consistency in this practice demonstrates faith and creates an energy field conducive to provision and multiplication. Furthermore, each time you proclaim these words, you are affirming your trust in divine provision, even in the midst of difficulties. It's an act that strengthens the spirit and changes perspective in the face of scarcity. Understanding Psalm 23 goes beyond reading, it becomes practical, a guide for transforming everyday life into abundance. And so, faith begins to manifest itself in concrete ways, bringing signs and opportunities that previously seemed impossible. Repeatedly reading Psalm 23 strengthens faith and creates a spiritual environment conducive to provision and abundance. Each time you speak its words, you are declaring your trust in God and opening the door to receiving blessings. This daily practice helps the mind focus on the positive, replacing doubts and fears with hope and the expectation of miracles. When you repeat the psalm over and over, each line becomes a decree that influences not only your spiritual life but also your material life. It's like training a muscle, the more you exercise it, the stronger it becomes. Each repetition acts to break down blocks, remove limitations, and accelerate answers to your prayers. Furthermore, continuous reading strengthens your connection with God, demonstrating that faith doesn't depend on circumstances, but on commitment and perseverance. This practice helps you feel the divine presence in your daily life, bringing peace and security. Over time, you'll notice that provision and abundance begin to manifest in surprising and unexpected ways. By praying, acknowledging God as your shepherd, provider, and sustainer, you connect directly with the source of all provision. This recognition changes your perspective on scarcity and strengthens your faith. Remember biblical stories, such as the manna in the desert and the widow's meal and oil, which show how God cares for those who trust in Him. During prayer, declare, "I shall not want," encompassing bread, peace, strength, and faith. This word becomes a personal decree, opening space for abundance in all areas of life. You can pray at the beginning of the day, before important decisions, or whenever you feel financial anxiety taking over your heart. Furthermore, explicitly ask for multiplication of the little things, for your home, and for your daily efforts. Imagine each act of prayer as a seed planted in fertile soil. With faith and perseverance, these seeds will grow into surprising harvests, demonstrating that divine provision knows no limits and is available to all who sincerely seek it. By declaring war against every yoke of scarcity, you begin to break down barriers that impede provision. This spiritual practice requires faith and consistency, for it is through words and prayer that negative patterns are broken. It's time to replace limiting beliefs with trust in the abundance God offers. During prayer, cancel any curses, decrees of doom, and words of failure that may have been spoken over your life. Declare a break from generational patterns of poverty, recognizing that you deserve prosperity. Each declaration strengthens your faith and opens the way to opportunities that previously seemed blocked. Furthermore, proclaim abundance even in the midst of adversaries or difficulties. When the word is aligned with faith, it acts as a spiritual sword, protecting your financial and emotional life. With this practice, scarcity loses its power, and life begins to reflect clear signs of provision and multiplication. The first step toward transformation is closing the doors of fear, discouragement, and poor decisions. By identifying attitudes and thoughts that sabotage your provision, you create space for abundance to enter. Each conscious decision to push away negativity strengthens your faith and demonstrates your readiness to receive blessings. Then, open the doors of faith, obedience, and gratitude. These attitudes act as keys that unlock opportunities and multiply your efforts. It's a daily process. Small, consistent choices reflect great results over time, demonstrating that abundance is built step by step. Furthermore, break any spirit of theft or loss that may be present by declaring prosperity over your work, your seeds, and your efforts. By speaking these words with conviction, you transform everyday life into a fertile environment for harvest and growth. Scarcity loses its power, and abundance becomes a natural and continuous path. The first blow breaks debt and frees the heart from the weight of obligations that limit faith. By declaring financial freedom, you create space for new opportunities and peace of mind. The second blow opens doors of opportunity that previously seemed closed, allowing provision to flow unexpectedly and abundantly. The third blow ensures the multiplication of what is in your hands, demonstrating that God blesses the effort made in faith. The fourth blow restores everything that was stolen or lost, including dreams, relationships, and resources. Each declaration is like a brick building a solid path to prosperity. Strikes 5, 6, and 7 focus on security and the continuity of abundance. Fear of tomorrow is broken, curses are cancelled, and a pact of abundance is established. This sequence strengthens faith, protects the results achieved, and prepares life for a constant harvest without cycles of scarcity. When you prophesy prosperity, you declare that provision will come without human effort, trusting fully in divine guidance. Faith becomes a bridge between what is desired and what will be accomplished. Each word spoken with conviction acts as a spiritual seed, prepared to generate abundance in all areas of life. The home becomes a place of continuous provision, where peace and prosperity walk hand in hand. Seed multiplication and success at work, in studies, and in business become a reality, no longer just an expectation. By prophesying, you are aligning your life with God's intention to prosper. Furthermore, the anointing to prosper manifests itself in joy, purpose, and balance. By speaking these words daily, you strengthen your confidence that every effort will be rewarded and every challenge transformed into an opportunity. The prophecy of prosperity is not only about material resources, but also about well-being, strength, and spiritual growth. The time has come to recover lost opportunities, contracts, and connections that seemed irreversible. This is the time to reap what was sown with tears and perseverance. Each step taken in faith helps restore what was lost and paves the way for new victories, strengthening trust in divine provision. During this period, it's crucial to declare debt freedom and seek financial wisdom to better manage what comes your way. Cutting out waste and eliminating unnecessary expenses creates space for abundance to flow naturally. The conscious practice of financial planning becomes an instrument of faith applied in daily life. Furthermore, recognizing the lessons learned during periods of scarcity strengthens faith and prepares for longer cycles of prosperity. The harvest isn't limited to material things, it brings spiritual growth, peace, and gratitude. Thus, each victory is a confirmation that faith combined with action produces concrete and lasting results. Surrendering dreams, goals, and plans into God's hands is recognizing that He is the source of all provision. By trusting fully, you open the door to financial miracles and unexpected sources of resources. This surrender is an act of faith that transforms anxiety into peace and insecurity into the certainty of abundance. By placing your expectations in divine hands, life becomes a living testament to provision. Every action, no matter how small, aligns with opportunities that previously seemed impossible. It's as if each dream carries a seal of protection and multiplication, ensuring that effort is rewarded abundantly and continuously. Furthermore, sharing this faith with others creates a circle of prayer and support that enhances results. The prophetic word extends to all listeners, inspiring confidence and faith. Thus, delivering promises is not just a personal act, but a collective movement that strengthens the spiritual and material community. The harvest involves both the spiritual and material dimensions, bringing together peace, joy, faith, love, and financial resources. Each act of faith and each repetition of Psalm 23 act as seeds that transform into abundance. The more you persevere in prayer, the more the fruits begin to appear naturally and continuously. Declaring constant abundance creates a flow that prevents scarcity from returning. Ancient promises begin to be fulfilled, and opportunities that seemed lost return with multiplication. Each conscious step of faith activates the manifestation of blessings, demonstrating that abundance is not only possible, but certain for those who persevere. Furthermore, each repetition of Psalm 23 serves as a seal of protection, multiplication, and grace. Constant practice keeps the heart firm in faith, the spirit alert, and the mind open to recognizing daily miracles. The harvest becomes visible in all aspects of life, reinforcing that divine provision knows no limits. Recognizing God as the source of every blessing is the final step to living in full abundance. By surrendering anxiety and trusting in divine care, you position yourself to receive all that He has prepared. Faith is strengthened, and provision becomes a tangible reality in daily life. Prophetically declare that scarcity will not return, discouragement will not touch your life, and defeat will not be part of your story. Each person who prays together receives blessing and protection, creating a powerful spiritual current. What was blocked opens, and what was lost is recovered, demonstrating the power of the word and faith. Finally, encourage everyone to comment, share, and subscribe to the channel, strengthening the prayer community. When God is the shepherd, there is no scarcity that remains. Life becomes a living testimony of divine provision, and each step taken in faith opens new doors of abundance, peace, and prosperity. Now that you've covered each step of this journey, ask yourself, am I truly trusting in God's provision, or am I still leaving room for doubt? How can I apply what I've learned about faith, prayer, and abundance today? Every small action you take with awareness and faith is a step toward prosperity and financial freedom. Remember, placing your dreams and plans in God's hands doesn't mean inactivity, but rather acting with confidence that every effort will be multiplied. Observe the signs, cherish each blessing, and share your victories with those who also walk in faith. Life becomes a cycle of continuous harvest when faith manifests itself in action. To continue this journey, subscribe to the channel and turn on notifications. This way, you won't miss any messages of faith, prayer, and abundance. Start practicing each teaching now, share your experience, and feel the transformation taking place in your life. Abundance is within reach of those who believe and persevere.